So today, like I said, we're just going to do some more example problems. No new formulas. We'll learn a new formula that you have never used before, in all likelihood, on Friday.
The distance formula?
No. You're doing the distance formula in algebra?
She said we're using geometry, so you might see this in geometry.
Yeah, we'll get to it, but all right. So here we want to find the area and perimeter of each figure and round to the nearest hundredth as needed. Again, when is the only time we will need to round off? When you use trig. Other than that, we'll give exact answers. Okay, so for this one, I've got a rectangle, and I've got this 30-degree angle. So what kind of triangle is this? 30, 60, 90. And what side of the 30, 60, 90 triangle do we have? We've got the long leg. What side is it that we want? The short leg. How do we get the short leg from the long leg? Yes, we divide by the square root of 3. So this would be 5 divided by the square root of 3. Some of you have already done it. We have to rationalize the denominator so that we don't have a square root there anymore. Travis, you said that pretty quickly. Have you gotten to the place where you can just look at it and go, oh, I know what that's going to be? That's good. I'm sorry? And then multiply by the square root of 3? Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Davis, if we know how to do it, do we have to do it on paper?
No, if you can go straight to 5 square roots of 3 without writing anything out, I think that's great.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If you don't have to show how you're getting this, that's fine. That's something that you should get to that's sort of a goal. You should get to the place where you're not having to do all of those steps to rationalize the denominator. Now, I know not everybody's there yet, but yeah. So then the area, we can use, what are the two formulas we could use here? Length times width or base times height. Doesn't matter. How many, just curiosity, how many of you are using length times width? Okay. How many are you using base times height on rectangles? Some of you aren't using anything. Okay. So I tend to use base times height, but it doesn't really matter. So this would be 15 times 5 square roots of 3. We'll multiply the 15 and the 5 together, and that's 75. So that's 75 square roots of 3. And notice, oh, I actually put units on this one. What kind of units does area always have? Well, square units, whatever they are. So this will be square centimeters. Where you had to write out square, like the whole word?
Yes.
And the whole word centimeters?
Not centimeters, but they would do square and then centimeters. It was so annoying. I literally wanted to strangle someone.
I can understand that. So then the perimeter, there are going to be 2 15s and 2 5 square roots of 3. So that's 30 plus 10 square roots of 3. And again, that's how I expect to see your work on those. So write the formula, substitute in, give me the answer. For perimeter, tell me how you're finding, what are you adding together, and then the answer. All right, let's try this next one. On this one, well, they didn't give us the base or the height. So what?
Trig.
Yeah, we're going to use trig. How did you know that we're going to use trig instead of something else?
Because they didn't give us the base or the height, and there's also an angle there.
And how much is the angle?
20 degrees instead of 60 or 45, 45.
Exactly. Since it's not 30 or 60 or 45, we've got to use trigonometry. So let's see. For the base is the adjacent leg, and 24 is the hypotenuse. So what is that when we have adjacent and hypotenuse? Cosine. The cosine of 20 is equal to the adjacent leg, b, over 24. Either cross multiply or just multiply both sides by 24. You get 24 cosine of 20 is b. Don't calculate that yet. It's a waste of time. And if you round it off, you're probably going to get the wrong answer. Then for the height, that's opposite, and 24 is still hypotenuse, so that's sine. Sine of 20 is equal to h over 24. Again, multiplying both sides by 24 or cross multiplying. It's 24 sine of 20 is the height. So area, our formula is either length times width or base times height. So that's going to be 24 cosine of 20 times 24 sine of 20. Now be careful on this. On almost all the problems we've done so far, if you don't close the parenthesis at the end, it's not a big deal. But here it is. So we've got 24 cosine of 20. And see, if you don't close the parenthesis, it still thinks you're trying to figure out what the angle is. So you got to close it to say, I'm done with that part. Times, and the times is optional because it knows when you put something in parentheses by something that you're going to multiply. 24 sine of 20. It's 185.12. Were there?
No. Yeah, inches.
Inches. So this is square inches. And then for the perimeter, well, there's going to be two sides that are 24 cosine of 20. Plus two more sides that are 24 sine of 20. So we'll put that into the calculator. Anytime it's trig, we're going to do that. So 2 times 24 cosine of 20. Again, be sure to close the parenthesis. Times, or excuse me, plus 2 times 24 sine of 20. So the perimeter is 61.52 watts. Inches. Oh, by the way, I apologize. I missed it on the previous one. I left off the units on the perimeter. And on this, since it's two different things, you either have to put centimeters on both of them, or you can put it in parentheses and just put centimeters at the end, which is what I typically do, because I don't want to write centimeters twice. Not that it takes any time to write cm, but... Okay, any questions about this one? So again, if it's trig, that's when we're going to round. Otherwise, we are going to give exact answers. Like on this one. What are we missing here? The height. So I'm going to draw it in on the left side this time so that I create a right triangle where I know one of the acute angles is 45. It's a 45, 45, 90. So will we use trig? No, there's no reason to. We can give an exact answer for this. We've got the hypotenuse. How do we get the leg? Divide by the square root of 2. For those of you who can do that without writing it all out, great. For those of you who cannot, we'll go ahead and go through the steps. It's 10 square roots of 2 over 2, which is 5 square roots of 2. So then the area, base times the height. The base is 18. The height is 5 square roots of 2. 18 times 5 is 90. So it's 90 square root of 2. Yeah, square centimeters. We write it like it's centimeters squared, but it really should be said square centimeters. Probably. And then the perimeter, we used to have 2 10s and 2 18s. So it's what, 56?
Yeah.
What's?
Centimeters.
Centimeters. So, for this next one, when we have a composite figure like this, we're going to have to split it up into pieces. And how we split it is entirely up to whoever is doing it. Okay, so I will take a volunteer. Yes?
Free, so. Can I just check?
Oh, she did one horizontally and one vertically. Interesting. Okay, we'll do it that way. That's the way she divided it up. And it's fine. It doesn't matter. Yes? You can make it 5 pieces. If you want to make it 5 pieces, make it 5 pieces. It doesn't really matter. So the nice thing about doing it this way is this top piece is really easy. Right? That's going to be 18 times 6. So that's 60 and 48 is 108. Personally, I would have gone ahead and done this one across this way also, so that it would have just been 5 times 17. That would have been easy also. Well, now we've got a little work to do, because we need to figure out how long this piece is. This piece from here to here. 8?
No, sorry.
Oh, wait, no.
9.
Wait, it's 8 minus.
It's
Yeah,
9.
it's 9.
Why is it 9?
Because you do 18 minus 10.
Wait. Hang on. Go ahead.
17 minus 8
All right, where is 8 coming from?
from 18 minus 10.
Yeah, when we do 18 minus 10, that leaves that this piece right here is 8, which means that this part is 8, subtracted from 17 is indeed 9. Well done. So this is going to be 9 times 5 is 45. All right, we have one more rectangle. We've got that the base is 8, but we don't have the height yet.
The height is 14.
The height is 14. Can you tell us how you
wait,
can...
no, wait, never mind.
I was 19.
I figured a different way.
How much is it, Morrissey?
19.
All right, tell us how you got that.
Shh. You add 20 to 25. What am I saying? You add 20 and 5, that'll make it 25, and minus it 6 from it.
Okay, so what he's saying is that from here all the way down to the bottom is this 20 plus 5 is 25, right? And we're missing this piece up here that's 6, so that leaves that this part is 19. Good. So then this area is 8 times 19. Let's see, that's 160 minus 19 is 141?
42.
142, thank you. You're not sure about that?
152.
152?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, someone double check our arithmetic here, yes? It's 152, thank you.
I got
What did I do wrong? 20. Oh, duh. Sorry. I did something stupid mentally. So then the area is 108 plus 152 plus 45. Again, I expect to see what you're adding together to get this. Let's see. 290. No, 30 something. 305. Thank you. And the units were centimeters, so this is square centimeters. For the perimeter, I need to add all the sides together. It's not quite as nice as the one that we had, in class the other day where you could double everything. What I suggest is that you pick a place to start and work your way around the figure. Okay? I usually start in the top left and work my way around clockwise, but that's just what I do. You can start wherever you like, but you got to get them all. And I would suggest that you check them off as you go. So that's 18 plus 6 plus 10 plus 19 plus 17 plus 5. And then we get to one that's blank, but we know its length. How long is this segment? It's 9, because this side is 9. Plus 9 plus 20. I didn't try it.
I got
104.
104? Okay. And the units are? Centimeters. Okay, any questions about that? Okay. Yeah, there's only one on the back. How nice is that?
Such a cute shape.
It's cute.
It has its own page.
Exactly. That's how cute it is. So,
It's so cute it has its own page.
yeah.
Okay. All right. What kind of a figure is this? A trapezoid. So we know that its area is 1/2 of parentheses base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Which of those variables are we missing? The height. So it's like, all right, I'm going to draw in a height. I'm going to draw it on the left. And we have a problem. Because I only know one side of that right triangle, and I don't know either of the angles. That's not enough information yet. So I'm going to drop in another one over here. And you're like, thanks a lot, Mr. Davis. Now I have 2 where I know exactly the same things, and that's still not enough. But what have we created here in the middle? Think carefully before you answer.
Rectangle.
A rectangle. Thank you for not saying square.
So it's a 45, 45.
No, we do not know that. If it was a square and we drew in the diagonal, we'd have 45, 45, 90s. But with a rectangle, we don't know. But if we subtract 12 from 28, that leaves us with 16 for these 2 pieces on the outside added together. So each one of them is 8.
The height is 6.
The height is how much?
6.
How'd you get that?
It is Pythagorean.
It's a Pythagorean triple. It's a 3, 4, 5 that has been doubled. So it's 6, 8, 10. Very nice. So this is half of base 1 is 28. Base 2 is 12, and the height is 6. So that's half of 40 is 20 times 6 is 120. And there were no units this time. So since there were no units this time, we don't have to put units in the answer. And then the perimeter, yes.
So why do we make a rectangle? We use 28 minus 12 to get the one triangle. Like why do we make two triangles?
I'm not sure I follow. Try again.
You know, I can do the height for the first one.
Yeah.
Why didn't we just do 28 minus 12 and then divide that by 2? Why didn't we just do that for that single one?
Well, how did you know that it was going to be the same?
I guess.
Yeah, and the thing is because those tens are the same, then the two triangles on either side have to be congruent to each other. So that's why we do that. Okay? With the perimeter, it's a good question. The perimeter, again, I always start in the top left and work my way around. So that's 12 plus 10. You want to know what the most common mistake someone makes at this point is?
8.
They add in the 8 and the 28. Do we want both of those? No, we just want the 28. We want it all the way across. But it's a really common mistake. So that's 60?
I got 8. Yeah. 60.
Oh,
It's- Everybody good? Okay. All right, that's it for the lesson. I've got a worksheet for you.